Hi guys, welcome to this vlog. This vlog we are going to be doing a lot of fun things. I'm gonna be making some pizza, we're gonna be pet sitting. I'm getting ready to go pet sitting. I'll be back by the time you're watching this, but we're gonna have some fun little clips with Nickel, our fun little Boston Terrier, and I'm gonna go ahead and hop into choosing some books for my physical TBR cart and show you a couple of new books I picked up from the library recently. So let's hop into it. Starting off, my mom actually gave me this as a surprise. This is a nonfiction book I really love. It's Deep Work by Cal Newport, Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. This is one of my favorite nonfiction books ever. I've talked about it in my nonfiction favorites book video, which I'll link above if you want to check it out, but this was a really fun one. I'm not going to do any nonfiction in this vlog, but just wanted to mention that. So let's see, I picked up A Killer Plot, a Books by the Bay mystery series by Elle Adams. I've had a couple of you recommend this to me. It sounded like a really fun, summery, at least like kind of in theme, cozy mystery series, and really adorable little dog there. Looks like it takes place in Oyster Bay, North Carolina, and the main character in this is Olivia, and she is actually a writer who's struggling with some writer's block. She joins the Bayside Book Writers Club, and of course there's a murder, all that. But this one looks like a fun one. We also have the second book in the Seaside Cafe mystery series, which I read for a vlog a couple vlogs ago. I'll link that above if you're interested. It's by Bree Baker. This one is called No Good Tea Goes Unpunished, and this one looks really fun. It's a really fun, summery cozy. This one takes place in North Carolina with our main character Everly Swan, and she actually has like a iced tea shop on the beach, which is such a cool premise for like a job for a cozy mystery. Very summery, very fun. Then I picked up a couple of thrillers. I have the 56 Days, a thriller by Catherine Ryan Howard. I don't know what this is about. I can't remember what inspired this. Oh, that's right. This one sounds really cool. So basically it says 56 days ago, Sierra and Oliver meet in a supermarket, start dating. The same week, the thing that happened in 2020 reaches Irish shores. And then it says 35 days ago, lockdown threatens to keep them apart, and Oliver suggests that Sierra moves in with him so they can kind of spend time together and not be alone during the lockdowns. But this leads to some complications naturally. And then it says today they arrive at Oliver's apartment and discover a decomposing body inside. So it looks like it'll take place with like multiple timelines in it. So this one I saw on the Book of the Month Club, and it just looked really interesting. It's called The Hacienda by Isabel Canais, and this one is supposed to be an atmospheric, gorgeous gothic. Love this cover. I'm not entirely sure what this is about, but it says it's Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca in this debut supernatural suspense novel set in the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence. Sounds pretty creepy. It sounds ominous. I love the cover art. It's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm hoping this isn't like a full-on horror because it does say terror. And I like gothics, I like mystery, I like thrillers, but horror is usually a bit much for me, so we'll see. But I'm interested in this. It's a little outside my typical reading, but I like the idea a lot. And then lastly, a more classic thriller. This is called The Other Woman by Sandy Jones. This is a domestic thriller, and I thought with the wedding theme, this was a perfect one for like spring and summertime. And this one has a very short but creepy synopsis. The basic idea is that Adam and Emily meet. Emily thinks Adam is the perfect man. They are engaged to get married, and unfortunately she discovers there is another woman in his life, and that woman is actually his mother, who's determined to do anything to keep her son safe or like hers, so she's after Emily. That one, that's pretty scary. That's definitely scary. So I'm excited for this. It sounds pretty interesting. I don't think I've read anything by Sandy Jones before, so couple of new authors to me, some new series. I'm very excited for that. And let's go ahead and take a look. I don't know what I want to read for this vlog. I'm pretty up in the air. So I do have some other cozy mysteries and books from the library up here that I've checked out, and then we have some from the physical TBR down here, which I would like to read at least a few from, because I was doing very well where I was reading almost 50-50 ones I owned versus ones I checked out, but I'm getting back into checking too many out at once. So I'm going to try to prioritize reading some more of these again. So we have a couple new releases up here. I think I might read Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun. That was the 2023 release for Finlay Donovan, and I really liked that. We also have a new summer thriller here, and All That Is Hidden, which is a historical fiction cozy by Rhys Bowen. So those are the three I'm kind of considering for library checkouts, but let's take a look down here. So the second row here are more, this is my really like eclectic row. We have like historical fiction, we have some classics, we have a couple nonfiction, a couple thrillers. So it's kind of a mixed bag, and then the bottom row is like completely cozy mysteries. Okay, so this one I know actually takes place during June, I want to say. So this one does take place on June 18th, 1901. This is the third book in the Spokane Clock Tower mystery series by Patricia Meredith. It is the latest release in this series. It came out, I think, like last October, somewhere around there. And this is a really fun, like kind of whodunit, Agatha Christie style mystery. It follows multiple people around throughout the mystery, so you have all those different points of view, which is really interesting, and the author does a great job distinguishing the characters, making them very unique, fun, fleshed out, all different motives and characteristics. I really like that, so I think I will read this one as one pick. And then let's pick a kind of classic contemporary cozy from the bottom. I'm thinking, because I finally got it, it's been such a while that I've been wanting to read this, so we're finally gonna do it. Cheddar Off Dead by Korina Moss. This is book 1 in a cheese shop mystery series, and I'm very excited for this. This involves our main character Willa. It takes place in Sonoma Valley. I don't know if this is technically taking place in summertime, but it does have like summery vibes to me with the Sonoma Valley weather that I would expect to be there, and I just love cheese, so this looks like a winner to me. Let's do those two and then get some library books knocked out, because I have a few too many out, so as much as I want to pick one more of these, let's pick some of these. Okay, so we're definitely going to read the Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun. I cannot give a very good summary of what this is about, because I don't want to spoil like book 1 or 2's plots for anyone who hasn't read those. This is a serial cozy mystery series. You really want to read in order. I have had some people, and I definitely can see both sides, say that this is not a cozy mystery because the main character is more morally ambiguous. And I do find it to be a little more graphic than your average cozy. Not super graphic, nowhere near like a thriller for sure, but just keep that in mind in case you are definitely want something very cozy. This is a little less cozy, very chaotic writing, but this is a fun one, so I'm gonna read that. Okay, I want to read this other 2023 release. This is You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose. And this one, I mean, look at the cover. How creepy is that? Like, it says it all right there. So this one is a dual perspective thriller. We have our main characters Calvin and Emily. Emily lives in New York. She's had a very rough time recently. She decides to rent an Airbnb like out in the middle of nowhere and like near a small town at best. And she decides to rent it and just get away. And while she's there, she meets Calvin, who is described as someone who's very handsome. She's very attracted to him. She starts to fall for him. Unfortunately, he might have some secrets. And as the two of them get closer together, Emily starts to worry about the fact that there was a missing woman there before her, and she wonders if Calvin was involved. And on the other hand, Calvin starts to wonder if Emily's not telling him everything. So they're both suspicious of each other. They do a perspective, kind of domestic sort of thriller, I would say. And I'm very excited for this. It sounds like a fun summer read. Okay, we can only do 2 more max. we're not gonna hit 7 this time like that one time. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna do The Other Woman as well, just because this one sounds like a fun read. I don't know exactly when this wedding takes place, but most take place in like spring and summer, it seems, so it seems like it'd be a good one, so we will do that. And lastly, we will read All That Is Hidden by Rhys Bowen. This one involves our main character Molly Murphy. She is an Irish-American immigrant. The story has expanded. This is like book 18 or something in the series, and basically she's now married, she's got kids, she's very happy, but her husband Daniel, who's on the police force, suddenly tells her, and usually they're kind of like partners, they tell each other everything, they discuss things, but he just like up and tells her, hey, we're moving to this big house on this like fancy neighborhood, and she's just looking at him like, why are we leaving our home? And he also tells her, I'm going to be running for like office as like the sheriff or like some kind of politician in some way. And she's really confused because the position he's running for is notorious for being fueled by like Tammany Hall, which is everything that he's against. So she starts to wonder if he's in and over his head and maybe he's being blackmailed or threatened or something like that, and she starts to get involved. So I'm really excited for this. Rhys Bowen is a great writer. The last 2 books she's also written with her daughter Claire Broyles, which is really cool, and I'm very excited for this. Molly's a really great character, very spunky, very loyal, very relatable, I would say, and she's always standing up for the underdog, which I always like. Alright, so we have 6 books here. We have All That Is Hidden, The Other Woman, You Shouldn't Have Come Here, Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun, and then Cheddar Off Dead, and Crazy Maids in a Row. So I think this is a really nice selection because we have 2 historical fiction ones here, 2 classic thrillers, and then 2 cozy or cozier mysteries, depending on which camp you fall into for Finlay Donovan. But I'm very excited for these. I think these will be some fun ones, so I'm going to pack those for the pet sitting tonight, and yeah, this is going to be fun. See you guys in the next clip. Hi guys, I just wanted to pop in because I got this little package. This is not a bookish package, however, I love wearing nail polish and makeup and all that stuff, as you guys might have noticed in my videos. And I recently splurged with a gift card I got for my birthday and got some Londontown nail polish, which I really like. I'll link it down below if you want to check their stuff out. I'm not in any way sponsored or anything. I bought this with my own money, but see. I'm so excited. Ooh, okay, here we are. How cute. How cute is that? Okay, so we have that. Let's save that one for last. Oh, these are so cute. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, so this one is called Chelsea Porcelain, and I'm so excited for this because basically I have a color that's similar to this from a different brand, but it applied so badly. Like, no matter what I did, I could not get it to look smooth and even, and I really liked the idea of a color that's like, you know, kind of like a very neutral tone. It's kind of not that my skin is this color, but like it's close-ish to, you know, to my skin tone, and I thought it'd be such a pretty neutral. So when I saw they had one, I was like, yes, absolutely. And then this one is called Chuffed to Bits. Look at that blue. Is this not the most beautiful like spring summer color? I love this. This is going to be so pretty on like my toes or fingernails. I did order their protective top coat, which not as exciting as the colors, of course. And then let's get this set open. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. Okay. You know what? I think do I like every one of these? I think I do. I definitely like these brighter ones. I wear a lot of bright colors. Let's see. This one is called Down to Dilly. That is so beautiful. It's like a really, like a vivid raspberry, I want to say, because it's not red, but it's almost, it's like as close as you can get to red while still being pink. It's like a really vivid raspberry. It's so beautiful. Then this like peachy color, which is Papaya. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, that is so beautiful. Okay, that color is right up my alley. This is pretty because this kind of reminds me of the porcelain one, except it's a pinky tone. And this is called Invisible Crown. Oh, yeah, that's so pretty. Let me see. This is the porcelain, so yeah, you can see a little bit better there with the comparison. But this is nice because it's like in the same kind of neutral realm, but being like on more on the pinky side, and this is more on the champagne side. So that is so pretty. This one has more of a sheen, it looks like. So I'm excited. And then we have these two kind of purpley mauve tones. So this one's called Berry Nude, and then we have Dolly Mix, which is a little bit on the cooler side. These are kind of similar, and I tend to go for a little bit brighter of colors or pinkier of colors, so I'm thinking I might pass one of these on to my best friend. Let me know if you guys like to see stuff like this. I know this isn't strictly related to books, but I'm really excited. We have, so we have our puppy here, the the one we will be pet sitting during this vlog. I'm so excited. She is such a beautiful, lovely dog. This is Nickel. So I'm trying to calm her down a little because it is thundering and raining outside quite heavily and she is not amused at all. But anyways, I wanted to pop in to start off this kind of reading section of the vlog and tell you about the 2 books that I am starting. So I am starting Cheddar Off Dead by Korina, the cheese shop mystery one. I've been so excited to read this for such a long time, and now that I finally have the right one, I am going to be reading it. I did start it earlier today, so I am starting chapter 8 right now. So I'm about 60 some pages in, so I've gotten a good chunk in. I'm really enjoying our main character so far. Willa is a really sweet character. She's very observant, she's very, I'd say, tenacious. I love her obsession with cheese and just how many like cheese puns and like analogies there are in this. And there's a quote that starts off the entire book that I love. Let me read it to you. It says, "I firmly believe most of life's problems can be solved with cheese," which is the characters. Which is her expression. I think that's perfect. Hey there. Hi. You want to say hi to YouTube? We have somebody who wants to say hi to YouTube. This is a hello from Nickel. Yes, I know. You are absolutely adorable. Okay. I am over halfway through Cheddar Off Dead and I'm loving this. This is really a solid read so far. I'm really enjoying it. The characters are great. It's very charming, very delicious and yummy. It's what I've been waiting for with all the cheesy goodness. Willa is a really great character. I already love the 2 employees in Willa's shop, which we have this really delightful older lady who is a retired teacher and she is amazing. I love her. And then we have Archie, who's like kind of a college-aged guy, and he's a sweetheart. He blushes really easily. He's got a crush on somebody from one of the other shops in the area. The mystery is really interesting. I'm really intrigued. I have some theories, but I'm not especially confident in them, so we will see. I'm curious. I can't get over the cover. I really love the cover art on these. And I'm quickly falling in love with this town. I think it's so beautiful. It's delicious. I can't wait to read more about it. So I have a very good feeling about the ending for this one. Now, the 3 books I had that were due pretty quickly are The Other Woman by Sandy Jones, and then we have one other thriller and historical fiction, which I'll get into, but this one I did finish in one night because it's pretty short. It's like 280 some pages, so it was pretty quick and it was a good read. I'm going to give it, I don't know how to rate it because I really enjoyed it. The entertainment value for this was great. I would say the main character was definitely, like, I kept wanting to scream at her and be like, get out, what are you doing? Like, you've had so many red flags, get out. Like, I kept wanting to like shake her by the shoulders and be like, get out, girl. So yeah, again, basic premise for this is that you have our main character, Emily. She is, you know, getting ready to marry her dream guy, Adam, but her mother-in-law, Pam or Pammy, is this very overbearing person. I mean, and we're not talking like, well, it's an unfortunate stereotype in media, right, about mothers-in-law, but we're not talking like normal. We're talking about like, you know, like threats and like, you know, setups and like very, very elaborate, scary situations that she's being put into. And I'm like, what, get out? Get out. But the ending for this was good. I did call it, so I was pleased with that because I think the ending was well done. It was definitely very thrilling, very exciting. I liked how this played with the mind. I thought it was a really good like domestic thriller, so it was fun. I will say, I'm gonna say like a 3.5 stars for me. It was definitely a solid thriller, but it's not like one that sticks out in my mind as like one of the greatest that I've read or like exceptional. To be fair, it is a debut thriller, so I'm very excited to read more from Sandy Jones because if this is her debut, then I can only imagine like her second book and her third book are going to be like even better, you know? So I'd say it's a really solid read. If you like the plot synopsis for this, I would check it out. It is a good read. I had a good time reading it. It was fun. It was quick. It was suspenseful. I'd say if you're interested in the general premise, read it. It's fun. I don't think you'll regret it. Okay guys, we are gonna open a BarkBox with this puppy. I think this is one from a few months ago, but her pet parents like ordering these for her. Oh, it's a Valentine's one, which a little late, but how cute is that? All right, Nicole, what do you want first? Let's see, we got a, oh my gosh, a Squeaky's peanut butter farts. It smells like love. The True Nutrition Facts. That's cute. Do you want a treat? Yeah. Let's see. You got magic jerky bars and Jack-O-Loops. Do you want a Jack-O-Loop? This one's got pumpkin. Pumpkin? Okay. Sit, Nickel. Good girl. Oop, my bad. Well, she got it nonetheless. Okay. Oh my gosh. It says, I'm nuts for you, and it's a little squirrel. Okay, let me get the tag off. Put that there. Let's see what else we got. We got pumpkin and honey recipe chew sticks. Okay, maybe we'll give you one of those. Magic jerky bars. And then we got your little peanut butter thing here. Okay, do you want your toy? Got these like little toys inside of it. Like, okay, that's adorable. That's adorable. Okay, that's all. But you got Nickel, so I got 2 bags of treats, the chewy sticks, and then 2 toys. Let's get you one more treat, okay? I'm not gonna give you 3. So that's a little much, probably. Good, sit. There's your chewy stick. Enjoy. What do you think, Nickel? Good one? All right, I think she enjoyed it. Thought I would add a little, I love watching pets and vlogs, so I thought I'd add a little one in here. How cute is this though? It's got 2 of these in there, like a candy wrap. I think that's so clever. That's so cute. Okay. Hi guys, I'm just popping in. It's the same day. I worked out, showered, got dressed for a date night. I'm really excited. We're gonna get some Indian food. And I just wanted to give you an update on the thriller. I started this after work. I did a ton of writing today, had a really bad headache from the writing. I was trying to kind of unwind and I was like, okay, let's go through this thriller. This is really good. So this is called You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose. I have not read anything by this author before. So it is a dual perspective between our main characters. We have Calvin and Grace. I don't know why I just blanked on her name. And I am about halfway through, 165 pages in, really enjoying it. I really like the characters. I'm very intrigued by both of them and their pasts and their motives. They're both very suspicious of each other, but they're also falling in love with each other. I do feel like this kind of reads more like a romance than I was really expecting. I thought it would be more suspicious and suspenseful. I will say it's been like more of a slow building thriller for me. Like, I'm definitely really looking forward to the conclusion of this. I'm curious about how it's going to wrap up. There's been some really good like different things dropped here and there that are suspicious behavior kind of on both their parts. So I'm really curious about how this is going to end, and it does say it's supposed to be a very twisty thriller, so I'm really excited for the twist. I'm hoping it's good because I do like the characters, but I do feel like it's a little on the slower side than I would have liked, even though I am like speeding through it pretty quickly just because it is a fast read. The way like the pacing and the chapters are very short. It goes back and forth between the 2 points of view very like rapidly. Yeah, so that's kind of my current thoughts on this halfway through. I'm enjoying it. So far it's kind of a 3.5 to 4 stars based on what I've read so far. I'm just kind of looking for that kind of punchy twist, and I'm hoping something big will happen soon, and that'll kind of lead to like a big, you know, dramatic, thrilling like second half of the book. I'm kind of hoping something's gonna happen soon, but so far so good. I'm interested. I like the writing style. I find it very easy to digest. I feel like her descriptions of people and like their thoughts and like they're just like their tells and stuff is very interesting, so I like all the detail there. And the cover is really cool. So definitely enjoying this, excited to see where it goes, and I will give you guys an update soon on how this went and the cheese shop mystery as well. See you guys soon. Hi guys, long time no seen. It has been a day. Yesterday I had a very stressful day, like a really bad headache, so I just wasn't up to vlogging, but I did get some great reading in, so I'm going to give you some updates on 3 different books. So let's start with the one that I told you I would update you on first, which is the Cheese Shop Mysteries, Cheddar Off Dead by Korina. This is the first book in the series. I loved this. I mean, I felt like I was going to. I had a really strong suspicion I was going to love this because I think it's been nominated for some awards. It's right up my alley in terms of the theme. Like, I love cheese, and the first half of the book was going really well. The mystery wrapped up very well. I did call who did it. I was very excited. I did call, you know, the who, what, when, where, all that. But the motive kind of threw me. I had like a slightly different motive in mind. So it was a very fun, very suspenseful ending. I love the camaraderie between Willa and some of the like employees at the cheese shop and some of the other people that she's developing relationships with in town. I am so excited for the next book. The next one is Gone for Gouda, which I did purchase because I accidentally bought that book first, and I believe it takes place during the fall time, so I'll probably put that off until maybe like very late summer when I'm really itching for my fall reads. If I can wait that long, we'll see, but that's kind of my general plan. I'd say this is a really strong 4-star mystery read for me, a really amazing first book in the cozy mystery. I cannot wait for more. Very excited. It was just pretty. And the descriptions, I learned so much about different types of cheese. Like, I had no idea that Parmesan Reggiano had to be like from a different, like a specific part of the country and stuff. Like, I had no idea. I learned a bunch of cool facts about different cheese. I really want goat cheese right now because one of the primary characters in this is a goat cheese farmer that Willa works with, like, to source her goat cheese, and all the descriptions of the goat cheese food, and I'm craving goat cheese. I would love to visit a cheese farm. I've never visited anything like that before. I don't know if there's any in my area. I'll have to look into it, but I'm so excited. I really want to be going to more cheese shops because this sounds delightful. I picked up one of the thrillers because I knew this would give me, you know, just that really fast pacing, and this is one of the ones that was due faster than I realized, and that is You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose. Wow. I don't know what to, like, my thoughts, even though I've had like 24 hours or so to reflect on this, I still don't know fully where I stand with this. You have Grace and Calvin. So Grace is from New York. She's like a big shot, you know, business exec and stuff, and she decides like every year to go to kind of this random, like, exclusive, like very excluded areas of like the country just to get away as like a retreat, right? So this time she picks an Airbnb on a ranch in the middle of Wyoming. It's like in the middle of nowhere. There's a very small town nearby, but it's very like small town country life, very different from her life. And while she's there, she meets Calvin, who is the Airbnb host. So, you know, general premise of this is that you have multiple points of view. You're going back and forth between Grace and Calvin's point of view, and they both are keeping secrets. Grace is keeping a secret about why she is there. Calvin is keeping some secrets. There's a missing woman who had previously stayed at his Airbnb. There's a lot of intrigue. I will say this was kind of a slow burning thriller. Like, it definitely was very suspenseful, but I found that the middle of the book lagged a little bit for me. Like, the very first like 60 or so pages were like very like suspenseful, like, okay, what's gonna happen, but then kind of like the middle 100 pages or so, I was kind of like, I was invested enough to continue. I was curious about what was gonna happen. There had been different dropped hints for different things that could be, you know, happening and stuff, but I was a little bit, like, it was a little slower than I would have wanted. Still good. I was invested in the characters and the plot at that point, so that wasn't a problem, but it is more of a slow burn, in case you're wondering. And then the ending. Wow, okay. So I can't say it fully twisted and like fooled me. I guessed the general outcome for the ending, but the motive for one of the involved characters, like, I was shocked. I was shocked. I had a whole different like theory in my head. And the final chapter, if you've read this, let me know. The final chapter, it made me feel sick to my stomach. It made me feel so sick to my stomach. Let me know what your response to that final chapter was, because I was sitting there like just disgusted. So let me know if you've read this, what your thoughts are. I'm really struggling with what to rate this. I'm gonna give it like 3.5 stars. It was definitely fun. It was entertaining. I didn't want to put it down. I wanted to know what was happening, but just because of kind of the lagginess in the middle and the ending, a little bit of it seemed a little far-fetched for me. Very entertaining, don't get me wrong. Like, I would recommend this. If the plot sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. But it was a strong read for me. The other thing I will say is that this was definitely pretty darn graphic, like in multiple senses of the word, so definitely you know, be cautious about that. Like, I know most of us don't expect a super, you know, cozy read, of course, when we're going into a thriller, but this one definitely, for me at least, was a little more on the graphic side. It was fine. I skimmed through a couple little bits because I was like, okay, a little too much for me, but just FYI. So that was that. And then, like I said, I had a really bad headache yesterday, so I just was kind of laid up reading, which is fine. At least I got some reading done. That always helps to kind of, you know, keep me enjoying something, you know. And the other one I started was All That Is Hidden by Rhys Bowen and Claire Broyles. So I have this one, the Finlay Donovan, the third book in the series for that, and then we have the Crazy Maids in a Row by Patricia Meredith, which is the third book in the Spokane Clock Tower mystery series, which is historical fiction. So I want to finish this book, and then I think I'll probably start both of those last two books at the same time because they're both mysteries, but they have extremely different vibes and time periods and everything. So I'm excited for this. All That Is Hidden, this is going really well. I don't know why, but whenever I have a Molly Murphy mystery, I always put it off, even though I always end up loving it. Let me know, do you have books like that where you just like, you have them and you know you love them, but you somehow put them off? Like, I don't know what what it is, but this is really enjoyable. Like I've kind of explained before, you have Molly Murphy and she's concerned about her husband who is suddenly campaigning for this political position as a sheriff of New York. He's never expressed desire in this before, and she knows the position he's gunning for is supported by Tammany Hall, who has a very criminal background, and she's very confused as to why he would agree to run with this party because this, you know, goes against what he believes. This has been really engaging, very interesting. I flew through this. I'm basically like 2/3 of the way through the book. It's a little over 300 pages. I'm almost at the 200 page mark. It's been super entertaining. I'm enjoying this more, I think, than the last Molly Murphy one, which I did like, but the plot for this is really good. I'm really enjoying the intrigue. I don't know what is going to happen. Like, I'm not sure what the final, like, pull together for everything is going to be. I'm sure we'll learn some things about, you know, what has already happened, but I'm like, I feel like I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know what it's going to be like. So I'm very curious about that, but Molly is up to her normal, amazing self. I love how opinionated she is. I love how much she cares about her family and her loyalty to them and how she sticks up for the underdog. So I think she's a great character. I love reading about her. It's very interesting because at this point in time, it's the very early 1900s, so women did not have the right to vote. And it's interesting to see some of her reactions as well as some of her female friends' reactions to that, especially when they're told by some of the men to kind of butt out of it because, you know, they can't vote and the men are like, you know, hey, politics aren't for women. So I'm interested in that. I like this. I'm especially loving her daughter. I think her name is Brittany. I always read it as Birdie in my head. I don't know why, but Brittany is her ward and she's like 13 years old and she's attending this school with a lot of very like high status daughters of like politicians and like wealthy individuals in New York, which is a little bit outside her comfort zone because Molly and her husband Daniel aren't, you know, they live well, but they're not like well off like that to that degree. But there was a scene with Brittany that really made me just so excited. She's been a really great character. I'm really enjoying seeing her develop. So that is my update. I should finish the Molly Murphy mystery tonight, and then I'm planning on starting Finlay Donovan and the Crazy Maids in a Row tomorrow. I'm very excited for those. Yeah, this has been a good vlog. I hope you enjoy the pizza I'm making. I'm working on that. I'm currently letting the dough finishing like rising right now, so we'll see. I ended up accidentally making dough for 6 pizzas. Yeah, so I figured out I can freeze some of it, so that's what I'm planning on doing, but we'll see how it turns out. Wish me luck. Hi guys! Long time no update on. I was feeling a bit burnt out. We got home from pet sitting and then there was like so many things to catch up with, like laundry, as is the case when you come back from like a little trip or something. So I'm back. I am not burnt out like I was 2 days ago when we got back, and I do have some updates on the last couple books for this vlog. So I did finish All That Is Hidden on the last day that we were pet sitting, and this was fantastic. This one actually beats the last book in my opinion. I really enjoyed the reveal for this. I was so excited because I was able to figure it out before the end, but it was so like just suspenseful. I was just sitting there like, I just wanted to like scream at all the characters like, you're in danger, like, you know, move, go, like, because it was so suspenseful. I think that the suspense was just creeping and building, and it was a really good plot line. It was really interesting. I liked the characters in this. Like, it's a favorite historical fiction series of mine. I like the characters develop more and more each time I read this series, and I just really enjoy it. And I'm really enjoying, especially, I think I mentioned this before in one of my previous updates, but I'm really enjoying her teenage daughter and seeing her like grow throughout the books. Like, she's becoming really like her own person and everything, and it's really sweet, and I love seeing how awesome she's turning out, so that's really cool. And yeah, I recommend this series. This would be probably like a 4.5-star read for me. It was really good, very enjoyable. So after that, I started the Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun. And this was kind of my book I was reading while I was burnt out, because I was just like, I need something like kind of fast-paced. I need to just like, I just needed to like lay there and read a book and do nothing else. And this was fun. I liked this more than book 2, so I'm gonna say 4 stars for me. It was enjoyable. This kind of matched book 1 for me in terms of enjoyment level, but I question how much longer the author can keep going. I can't really give specifics, because if you haven't read book 1 and 2, I would be spoiling some things for that book if I gave more specific examples. But if you have read this series, let me know, because I feel like I kind of thought it would wrap up at book 3. I felt like this was going to be like the wrap-up book, and then I found out that book 4 is already like announced. Like, there is a book 4 coming out for this series, and it feels like it's being dragged out a little bit, and that's kind of tainting my enjoyment a little bit. I still love the characters. Vero, or short for Veronica, is my favorite. She's like nanny / accountant for Finlay. I really like them. I think they're an amazing duo, but I don't know, like, I just feel like it's getting dragged out. It's still enjoyable. This was still a good read. It was still entertaining. It was 4 stars. Like, I did really enjoy it. It's definitely a chaotic series, and it's definitely, I want to establish, I think in past videos I've kind of said kind of cozy, but pushing the lines, this one was not cozy. Like, yeah, no. So definitely not a cozy series, even though it kind of presents as cozy based on like kind of the cover and the amateur sleuth aspect and all that, but it's not cozy, at least not in the traditional sense, so keep that in mind. It's not horribly graphic or anything. Like, I didn't find it to be too much, but just keep that in mind depending on your preference. I don't know, I don't know where the author is going. Like, I know from the ending of this book what the general premise for the next book will be, but I thought this book was going to wrap up what I think book 4 is going to be. It just feels like it's being dragged out. So I don't know. I still enjoyed this book, but I'm concerned for the future of the series, because it seems like it's going to lack substance at some point. Unless, like, she really adds in a significant different plot line or something, because I feel like we're kind of chasing the same thing here. That's my final thoughts on this. Maybe that's not the most specific wrap-up just because it is the 3rd book in the series, but I don't want to give anything away if you haven't read the other books. I would recommend the series, though. It is fun. It's very chaotic. It's very fast-paced. It's kind of like, I saw something that described it really well. This here, there's a quote from Pop Sugar on the back. It says, "If you love thrillers but wish the genre would lighten up a little, then you absolutely must read Finlay Donovan is Killing It," which is book 1. That, I would stand behind that statement. I think that's a good assessment, where it's not as dark and creepy and like horrific as some thrillers can be, but it's definitely more fast-paced than the average mystery novel, but a little bit more like it's got some cozy elements thrown in. Okay, and then last but certainly not least, I finished off strong with a 5-star read. I was in tears at multiple points. I was so, like, I was just wanting to shake several characters, like, by the shoulders and be like, ah, wake up. So let me backtrack a little. This is Crazy Maids in a Row by Patricia Meredith. This is book 3 of the Spokane Clock Tower mystery series. It's a historical fiction mystery series taking place in Spokane, Washington in the very, very early 1900s, like 1901. And I've read all 3 books in the series, and the author does a fabulous job with her research. The things I learn every time I read one of these books about the history at the time and like different expressions and where they came to be and just different inventions and everything, because you follow around multiple characters, and one of the characters that you follow around is Archie, and he is a clockmaker and inventor. So I love getting into his head because I'm definitely not somebody who is mechanically minded at all. I like just the idea of assembling furniture that has like more than 3 steps is enough to stress me out. I'm just not somebody who really enjoys putting things together or having to take things apart to try to fix them. It's not a strength. So it's really fun to get into a character's headspace who thrives on this, who like loves it. And again, my favorite character is Rosalind. I think she is everything about her makes me happy, and there was this scene, no spoilers, but there was a scene where she, you know, got something that she really wanted, and I was in tears for her. I was so excited for her. With keeping this as spoiler-free as possible, if you haven't read the first books in the series, because this is definitely a serial, you want to read it in order to get to know the characters, their backstories, and you'll also just be very confused about the plot lines as well. But this one primarily centers around the location of the Medical Lake Asylum, and I'm always a little nervous going into books that are set in like mental health hospitals and things like that, because I've been burned before, like The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. That's a thriller, so it's a different genre, but he was so just the way he talked about people with mental health issues made me like sick to my stomach, and I couldn't get through the book. And this delicate subject was handled so well, while still showing the realities of the time and how people would have interpreted those realities and stuff, like with knowing what they knew at the time. So I thought it was handled really well. The plot for this, this is tied with book 1 for me. I liked book 2 a lot, but this one is just like, I really, really loved it. It's just top notch. I really enjoyed this. This is the latest book that has come out in the series. There are going to be more books coming out in the series, so I'm excited for that, but this is the latest release. It came out last October, I believe, and I'm really excited for more books in the series. I think you'll fall in love with the characters. That's what really gets me, is all these characters have really unique motivations and desires and backstories and personalities and even ways that they speak. Like Archie is somebody who kind of confuses his words a lot, and I can relate to that. So I just really love that, and this is a really solid plotline. A lot of layers to the plots in these. It definitely has kind of that golden age mystery feel to it, which I love, and then the great historical detail. So if you like that, if you like following around interesting characters, if you like getting into people's heads, if you like a great plotline with lots of like clues and depth, I would really recommend the series. It's really great. This was a fantastic read. I just about read it in one sitting almost. Like, it was almost one sitting of a read for me. So I really enjoyed it, very much recommend it. And thank you guys so much for watching. You guys seem to really be enjoying these reading vlogs. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me when you ask to see more of these, and I will try to do some more each month as well. If you have any specific books you want to see featured in a reading vlog, let me know. I have quite the stack behind me, so I'm going to try to do another one of these next month, certainly, probably with a summer theme. And I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I do post new book content every single week on my YouTube channel, especially within the mystery, thriller, and like historical fiction genres. So if you like those, you'll definitely like this channel. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you again for everything, and thank you so much for 1,800 subscribers. That's wow, like my head is it's just blowing up. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that and all your support, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!